Deebo Samuel, first day back. You were there. What'd you see from him? What was your impression? Does he look like he's in the same shape he was last year when he was an MVP candidate?
Yeah, he looks fine to me out there. I don't think I had any complaints. I mean, I did see him when they were having their own wide receiver drills. That's probably like the most active he got. Where they pretty much, just doing kind of like some light route trees and stuff like that, running along the sideline and receiving it almost like to replicate that if you're going on a crosser or somewhat. He looked fine to me. He looked moving great. Didn't look chunky, which I remember that was a thing 2 years ago. People were talking about how he looked chunky, but it's like he came off a broken foot. What else is he supposed to do? But he looked totally fine to me. I think Niner fans should be excited for him. I think he's going to be great. He didn't get much run, like you said, we saw in scrimmage, but that's pretty much what was expected. It was the first day actually doing a full practice with the team. He'll probably get some run, like more run on like a Wednesday or something like that. But I think I'm really curious to see how he's going to look on those real, like move the ball situations, red zone situations with the real starters, and see how much of the real impact he makes for Trey Lance. And does that actually make that much of a difference when the offensive line just keeps whiffing their blocks? Because I don't think it's going to do too much difference, maybe like 10, 20%, which is still nice. But I mean, how much are you really going to do and take? And then another thing is, are we going to see handoffs to Deebo during camp? I don't think we will, but that would be no, exactly right. I don't think we will at all. I don't think they even need to practice that.
Well, remember, they have 17 days between the end of the preseason and the regular season where they can have closed practices, no one around. So that's when they're going to install all the stuff that they're going to do this year. This is just basic stuff. Deebo, you mentioned he didn't get a lot of run. He mostly played with the second team. And I'm looking here. He caught 2 passes today in practice, both from Nate Sudfeld. I have a theory. I mean, they're clearly trying to work him back slowly. They don't want him to, God forbid, pull muscle, which he's done before. He's very competitive. He's very competitive. He's probably not quite in football shape yet. And this Niners defense is kicking ass right now. And it's going to bring out the best in him. Him going against Travarius Ward, Emmanuel Mosley. If he probably needs to build up to that. He's probably not quite ready. I mean, he's ready, but he's probably not. He could get hurt. Some serious competition right now. So maybe they didn't want that to happen. So
yeah, you're not going to just throw a guy who's like fresh and cold and against a team that's like hot and on a different level, or a side that's not hot and on a different level. That wouldn't be fair to him, even though he is like that much of a beast of a player.
He also didn't do one-on-ones today. He also didn't do one-on-ones today. And I want to point out one-on-ones are in the red zone, but he was not a part of that.
Nope, he was not.
No, he was not. But he looks good. They got to be careful with him. Do not get him hurt in the offseason. So far, no one's gotten hurt yet. Aziz went down for a minute, but Eric Armstead. But no one's like gotten carted off. Nothing like season ending, except for Maurice Hurst. Sorry, Maurice. Okay. I keep calling him Maurice. It's Maurice.